So let's talk about this, right? Where we were. So this is the fourth industry revolution, right? Everything is connected. We are streaming millions of record, millions of data. How those things are going to be integrated, right? You have a sensor data, right? Uh, and then you have multiple system, right? In any none of the company right now only using SAP. None of the companies only using Salesforce. They have SAP, they have Salesforce, they have Microsoft, they have Dropbox, they have Box, tons of different systems, right? Everyone is doing some specific task in their best way they can. How you are going to integrate it, right? Again, spaghetti kind of integration, one-to-one, higher maintenance, and those kind of, right? So that's where API-led connectivity comes into the picture. That's the problem one, how to integrate. Problem two, how to come to the market fast with high availability, high security, high reliability. At the same time, how to make sure that control is not only with IT. The problem if something is with IT, right? And it's always tug of war, right? Between the IT and the business. IT wants sometimes like more financial support, or business want quick turnaround, those kind of stuff. How to divide things between IT and business so that the control is not centralized, control is distributed, responsibility is distributed, and API is the important part. API is considered as a product, not just an API. So I'm not sure if you guys know, right? There's a payment gateway company named Strip, right? The only reason that company exists, $1 million company, is because of API. All they have is an API. Get that API, put it in your website is ready for the payment gateway. You start credit cards transaction or anything. That's the product, that's the API, right? So API has to be considered as a product instead of just a small project or maybe one sprint. So what Salesforce suggest, or what Mulesoft suggests here, right? So divide all of your integration in 3 layers. Okay, first layer is the system layer, okay, or system API. This layer will directly connect with any system you want to. So connect with Salesforce, connect with SAP, connect with the database, anything, right? That should be the only job of that layer. That's it. Do not write any logic there. Now create a new API. So you have one API. Now create another API which is known as a process API. Now what this process API will do is it will read the data from system layer. Now these are loosely coupled. I don't care, right? It is a Salesforce. I don't care it's a SAP. I don't care about whatever the dynamics of SharePoint. All I care is data. System API will give me data. Now I will write my business logic. I need to do some orchestration, right? I have to do whatever I want to do there. I will do in the process layer. Now process layer's job is only to run the business logic. The next layer comes is the experience API. That means none of your system, none of the end user should connect to the process API directly. They should go on the experience API. Why? Computer might need more data, more field, soap. So now, if computer needs more data, do you think using the same API by the mobile device would be scalable? Think about it. It's overkill, right? That's what happening in today's world, right? So divide your experience layer by the devices. You have computer, you have watch, Apple Watch, you have mobile, right? You have whatever the IoTs, right? If you want to stream the data, write that interaction at experience layer. So here is what is happening. The end user, whoever wants to access your data, only knows about experience layer, nothing else. Behind the scene, process layer has all the logics, orchestration and everything. And behind there, below that is a system API. That is nothing but the API-led connectivity. Mulesoft suggests it's always best practice. Architect your APIs in 3 layers. So Andrew, I think for you, right, where you're interested in the API, this is the approach, right? Which would make sure, right, that whatever we are, because sometimes it happens, right? You are building some API, something changed, everybody got disrupted, right? Now what will happen is system API can work their own speed, process API can work their own speed, and don't forget this side. Who is going to be the owner, right? So central IT department will own system API, because of course you don't want every developer to directly access your database, right? You don't want everybody to go and directly access to SAP ERP system. There has to be the ownership. IT would own it. Then the business user admin say, hey, I need data from SAP. IT will say, I will give you system API. That's it. You don't need to worry about what is there, Kubernetes, web services. Don't worry. I give you the data. Now the business user, line of business, developer, IT, the second one, they will own the process API. Now go ahead. What you want to build? Build in 1 week. I don't care. Build it in 2 weeks. I don't care. Right? And then once they build it, right? Today it is live for desktop. Tomorrow it will be go live from mobile. You don't want mobile to have 100 field or 100 attributes which desktop needs, right? That's where API-led connectivity comes into the picture. Any question here? Perfect. Thank you. I will take that compliment. Because I had a really hard time, right? So here is the thing. Okay, very good point. Do not consider Mulesoft as a Salesforce. That would be your mistake. Mulesoft is completely different product, very big product, which is a highly capable in as an ETL, as an ESB. Okay, Salesforce is just one of the many sources Mulesoft can connect to, and that's where we are interested. So Mulesoft, Mulesoft has nothing to do with Salesforce, right? Salesforce is just like SAP, SharePoint, Microsoft Dynamics. Just like that, Salesforce is either one user, subscriber, or publisher. That's it. But you have to think, when you think about Mulesoft, as a completely separate product. Okay, that will help you to understand, right, how much deep you need to go in the Mulesoft. Okay. So yes.
As you abstract those layers,
Mm-hmm.
and you go up,
Mm-hmm.
have you run into any downside of that approach?
Downside of that approach. So okay, when first time I heard about this approach, right, I thought, oh, calling 3 APIs, wouldn't that be slower? Wouldn't it will take some time? But if you think about, right, this is the microservices based architecture. Instead of having a monolithic code where one API does everything, is almost, it does not give you agility, it does not give you the flexibility, right? Something change, you might change everywhere. Now advantage in this approach is it's a flexible. If something breaks, you know it is either broke at system layer, or broke at process layer, or it broke at the experience layer, right? So again, I have not done it personally, but everywhere Mulesoft white paper suggests this approach. Okay, I'm pretty sure all the names which we saw in the previous slide, right? Netflix, Coca-Cola, Splunk, Airbnb, I'm pretty sure they are following the same approach. If you want to win today's game, here is the clue. Understand this. Okay, so when you start, right, there are a lot of terminology, lot of things going on in the Mule, and you need to understand, right, what are the different things in the Mulesoft. First, when I talk about Anypoint Studio, I'm talking about an Eclipse, an IDE or the plugin built on Eclipse where you develop your actual code. Cloudhub is the cloud version. I told you, right, it changed itself from middleware to iPaaS. So iPaaS means if you have written any code, you don't have your own server, deploy it to the Cloudhub. Cloudhub is the Mulesoft cloud. Okay, API manager, you can manage APIs, who can log in, how many APIs can be hit in the 5 minutes or 1 minute, what kind of the policies are there, should I blocklist any IP addresses, those kind of the settings happens in API manager. Runtime manager, you can monitor your application, how fast your application is, how they are behaving, is there any performance degradation or anything. Exchange is just like app exchange. This is a Mulesoft exchange where the partners, if you're interested in earning more money, go ahead, create connectors, publish it, and earn it. Okay, workers. So I'm talking about high availability, just like in Amazon Web Services. You don't want only one application to be live, right? What if there is overload there, right? Everybody is waiting. What if one application goes down? So what Mulesoft suggests is deploy your application in multiple places at the same time. Have a load balancer. Load balancer will manage the traffic. So your Mule application, let's say you deploy at 4 places, you need 4 workers. If you deploy only at one place, you need 1 worker. So basically, worker is the one instance of your Mulesoft application. Very good point. Very good point. So one application can have multiple API. Okay. Now in this example, normally system API will have 6 application. See, SaaS app is one application. Mainframe is second application. What I'm talking about, even the SaaS app, or let's say the database, right? You don't need to have only one application. You need to have multiple databases. Same application, high availability I'm talking about. If there is only one Facebook server or one Twitter server and that server goes down, nobody in the world can access those software.
So when you say Mulesoft application, you're really talking about the other stuff, not the Mulesoft APIs.
I am talking about,
that are on the servers.
Yeah, very good. I'm talking about my application. So I created an application, let's say for the credit card. Okay. That credit card application is one worker minimum. I want that credit card application at 3 different places. One is let's say Virginia. So let's say East Coast, Amazon Web Service East Coast have multiple data centers. So let's say if the data center in Virginia goes down, maybe some natural disasters happens or something, another data center somewhere will help, right? So those different data center your application should be, and each application will need a worker. A worker is just like a computer, CPU, RAM. Your worker should be how much powerful? 500 MB RAM, 1 GB RAM, 2.5 GB RAM. That is one worker. You have multiple worker in a different location. So if your one location goes down, you still have 2 location left. You have that's what we say high availability, uninterrupted application access.
So write an API, let's say the system API that connects to the process like API. You don't have to redo that code. You just have to say let it connect to the different.
Perfect. And I will show on the demo. Don't worry, I'm going to show the demo. Okay, most of the thing which I'm talking, no, it's boring. Give me 2 minutes and we will jump on the demo. Okay, exchange workers data view, my favorite topic. Just like Salesforce has Apex, Mulesoft has a scripting language on top of Java, which is a data view version 2. One more hint. Okay, when I say hint, be careful. Be remember what I'm saying. There are multiple versions of Mulesoft. Mulesoft version 3 and Mule version 4. So Mule version 4, as name suggests, is the new version. So when Mule started, right, they started in 2006. Every company, every team, every product learns something, right? They started Mule 3, they learn a lot and they came to know they have to change the architecture of the whole Mulesoft, and they came up with Mulesoft 4. So when you're creating any application, you might have already Mulesoft 3, that's fine, it is okay, working, no problem. But if you're creating a new application, of course, which version you should try? 4, exactly, because that's the latest and the greatest. Okay, any question here, terms to know? Yeah, it's like altogether different scripting language. It is on top of Java, so little bit. So the problem is okay, here is the exactly answer. Data view mostly on the Java 8 Lambda functions. If any one of you know the Lambda function either from Java or C#, you will understand very well. I really have very hard time in order to understand. So I have to go and decode everything one by one and trying to understand. First I go back, I understand Lambda, then I understand this. So if you don't know Java Lambda functions, little bit tough. But again, I mean, always spend time in the basics. Don't learn data view. First learn what is Lambda and then come back to the data view. It will make more sense. Okay.
In your environment, can you have a mix of 3 and 4?
One application can have only 3, or one application can only be 4. Okay. And that one application is one worker. Of course, you can have multiple application. Few 3, few 4.
Okay.
So for an example, this diagram, first 2 can be 3, they can be 4, and they can be again 3. Okay, but same application 3, 4 not possible. One application has to be either 3 or either 4. Okay, perfect. Yes.
Question around, you have 6 application systems that
Mm-hmm.
connected to.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say I have this,
Mm-hmm.
and I have 2 applications from SAP.
Perfect. So the question asked from us is this layer right now we see only one database. Is it possible that there are 2 SAP?
Or is there twice possible?
Yeah.
hold the
See, your system API is always dependent on how many systems you have. So if you have two SAP, that's fine. Just have a two system API for those SAP. If you want to combine the data from two SAP in a one process layer, is the right place to do it. Like I said, system API is, see, this is the most secure. Think about the system API. If someone can get hold of your legacy data, gone. That's the security. Second, if there's a denial of service attack or there's some kind of attack, people are trying to get your server down. If they are able to directly hit system API, again a problem. So you have to be very careful with the system API, and that is the reason if you see the owner of system API is central IT. You cannot want business user or line of business to own the system API. Once system API is proof, ask them, oh, go ahead, play it. You want to combine two SAP data? Go ahead, play it. Do it in the process layer. See how innovative this thing is, right? Security, at the same time, agility. Time to market is pretty high. Once the security layer, system API layer is fixed, security is there, right? You have all SLA, all API in control. Any team, a line of business can do anything, right? Now, this is not something like Boomi cannot do or the Informatica cannot do. Of course, they can do, okay? Why is Mulesoft is so special? They have a lot of tool which makes your job a lot easier. I mean, I'm not able to cover too much today, but just if you want to, there is a RAML. So you just create one RAML file and it will automatically kind of mock your request, response, everything. If I get time today, I will show you in 10 minutes how that thing works. That is something pretty cool. I mean, just like Salesforce is a rapid application development, RAD. Mulesoft is a RAD of integration. Okay, deployment models. How many ways you can use Mulesoft? Of course, one of the best favorite ways is cloud. When you are talking about the Mulesoft, here is right what you have to think. One is your application, and another is your how you are controlling your application. Who can access? What is my reporting and everything? So every Mulesoft application has a two part: control part and actual application part. So the control part is named as the API manager and the runtime manager. That's a control plane. And your actual application is this one. What Mulesoft says, you can have both on the cloud. That's what I'm going to show demo today. So deployment model one, which is everything is in cloud. Another model. So you have a compliance issue. Okay, if someone wants to take the picture.
Yeah.
But anyways, I am recording this session.
And we'll send the slides out.
Correct.
Oh.
Yeah. If you're finding something right which is not there, just email right on that Alpharetta group. Either me or Caesar Amit will reply. So here is the scenario. Companies like insurance, security, right? You don't want your data to go away from your company. Mulesoft suggests, okay, deploy Mulesoft on your server. That part is in your firewall, but all the API control, who can access, what can do would be in the control plane, which is this cloud part. So you have a hybrid approach. You are saying all your Mulesoft application integration is there on premises, but the information, metadata about that, okay, who accessed it, what accessed it, when accessed it, was there any system degradation, when any security violation or something, that metadata information I will provide you on the cloud. So think about it, what will happen behind the scene. This will send this will send the data to the runtime like every 5 minutes or 10 minutes, something like that, asynchronously, without impacting your Mulesoft instance. Okay. Now, if you are super secret company where you don't even want your metadata to go to cloud, this is your option. Have everything on your cloud. So what will happen is containers, either Kubernetes or the Docker, that containers would be used to spin up API manager and the runtime manager in your on-premises. So tell me, what permutation combination left now? You have everything, right? So in terms of security, Mulesoft meets everything. It's your choice how you want to go ahead. Kubernetes is the, okay, it's pretty cool container world, okay. It's a, I guess, open source, right? Open source. Kubernetes, IBM is pretty big player, okay, on the containerization. So basically, you don't want your application to give to some other customer, right? You want a full security. You want your okay. Let me take a step back. In the old world, okay, in the like 15 years back, if someone of you from the IT system, right, if you want to install, I know one application, Oracle ORMB, where I worked. Believe me, if you want to install Oracle ORMB, you need minimum 6 to 7 days of a highly skilled person who knows. You have to deploy all the Java patches. You have to make sure your system is all right and update, right? You meet all the requirement, right? And keep deploying, right? That is a nightmare. You have a lot of dependency, right? Your one application has a dependency on Java, patches, security. So today's world, have everything as a part of a container. You don't deploy 15 software at a time. You deploy one software only. That one software will take care of your part. That is kind of the Kubernetes and Docker. Yeah.
A bucket. Think about a bucket. You move from server to server with all the dependencies.
I'm not sure if I did justice to the definition, but I think that's what best I can explain. That's what the Kubernetes. It's the containerization world, right?
So somebody or some group is doing all those updates for you so that you can just use the final product.
No, so that someone is Kubernetes. In Kubernetes, right, you have your image. So someone is configuring that image in Kubernetes. Okay, I need this 15 software, 15 patches, and this 15 is a one container. That's the API manager, and that's the runtime.
Oh,
Okay.
And you can clone those.
Yeah. Again, this is beyond my expertise area. All I know is in theory. I have used a Docker with the Jenkins, of course, because if you want to install Jenkins, right, for an example, you need to install server, right? Now there is a Jenkins file there, right? But what if I want to uninstall Jenkins? I need to uninstall five other softwares with that. So what I do is instead of installing 4 or 5 software, I install only one Docker. That will take care of everything. If I need to install PHP or MySQL, I will not install 2-3 software. I will just install one software that will take care of everything. This is kind.
Would be super fast.
Yeah, super fast. But again, that's a different world in that self. Perfect. Demo time. Everybody is waiting for this. Okay, ready?
Yes.
Excited, everyone? Let's see in action. So let me see how much time I have. So it's 7:14. I think I have around only 30 minutes. Initially, I was thinking that I will show the 2 demo, but I will combine 2 demo and I will show only 1 demo. Okay, and let's see if I can do the justice to Mulesoft. So this is Anypoint Studio. What I said, right? This is Eclipse. If you ever worked on the Eclipse, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new project. How to create a new project in Eclipse? Right click, new. Okay, here is what I'm going to do. Okay, before I'm starting, I am going to create an API and I'm going to pass them parameter, and that will insert record in Salesforce. Okay, how to debug it, what to do it, all drag and drop. Okay, I'm not going to write a code. If you can use data loader, you can use Mulesoft. Okay, so let's see. And I will deploy this application on the cloud version also.
You're only writing one of the 3 APIs in the layer.
Correct. Correct, exactly. So I'm going to mix all API in the one API, but in real world you will create a layers. Okay. Server, and I will show both exactly. Okay, and everything I'm going to do in front of you. So hold your horse.
Is this for the sake of doing 2 demos together, or is that how it would work?
No, this is just to show the capability of Mulesoft, what it can do. Okay. And again, questions are welcome. Wish me a luck.
Can you explain what your bug? I don't get it.
Huh?
Could you explain it again by saying combine?
No, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an API. Okay, I'm going to show you how the API to configure. Then I'm going to change that API to use the same API to insert record in Salesforce, and I will do it locally. and then I will deploy the same application on the cloud, and I will show you how fast it is, how seamless it is, no effort, no error, nothing. And my application, which is running on my local, how quickly it can go on the cloud. That I'm going to show. Okay, so I'm going to show Alpharetta. Yes, I am using. So you see the runtime, right? Mule 4. If you click on the install runtime, I can get some more options. So I have so many other runtimes I can search for, but I'm interested in more. So Mule server also 4.2, 4.1. So what happened is when I downloaded Eclipse, okay, I will show you the URL. I will share the URL. The Eclipse itself came with the Mule. So all you have to do in order to start this is just download Eclipse, and that's it. Okay, so nothing. You download. So actually, sorry, my bad. Don't use word Eclipse. It's Anypoint Studio. Anypoint Studio. You only download Anypoint Studio, and you have everything with you. Okay. So Alpharetta, I will say demo. That's it. I will say lot of option you guys can see. Okay. We are not interested in those. Finish it. Okay. Now, this is disturbing actually. So what basically what? So if you see on the right side are all the free connectors available by Mulesoft. You might purchase new connector, or you can build connector, publish on the exchange, and earn some money there. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I have this HTTP listener. I'm going to drag and drop here. So this portion is known as a palette, and whenever I am going to select any of these, at the bottom, if you see, this is the configuration area where I have to configure. So what happen is, here again, I drag and drop listener here, and I'm going to say, I'm going to name this listener as get, I will say get SFDC. This is a get method, SFDC. I need to create a configuration, because the configuration is like, what exactly is this? I'm saying, hey, this is the local host. It is going to run on the port number 8081. That's it. And I will say, okay. And it is saying, okay, I am a listener. Where should I listen? I will say, okay, you listen at SFDC. Okay. And then I am saying in advance, which method should I support? I am saying you support only get method. Everybody agree to this point? Now, if you see that error is gone, what I will do is I will add the sample payload. This is a sample, okay? And I'm going to say here, hey, you are in get method, go to post method. Go to post method to submit record to Salesforce. So here, so in the normal programming language, programming word, right? When you go at Facebook, Twitter, you write some URL, right? So I'm going to write some URL here, right? This docs.google.com. This is the get request. But you can only write a URL. How can you post the data? If I want to insert something in Salesforce, I need to post the data. So if someone accidentally clicks this URL, they will come to notified, hey, this URL is right. I am working fine, but I am not your guy. I am not your method. I am get method. Go to the post method. Okay. So we are going simple and slow. No Salesforce yet. Now that's the simplest Mulesoft application you can have. Right click on your application and click on run project, whatever the project name. Okay. So it's the Alpharetta demo. Let's wait. Okay. So this is the server. You already get everything, so you don't have to configure anything. Just download Anypoint Studio. I have the slide which explains how to do it. So everything looks good. Let's go on the browser and enter localhost 8081. It says no listener. That's exactly because I'm not listening on HTTP. I'm listening, team. I'm listening at SFDC. So I'm going here. Oh, I'm listening here SFDC. It worked. You have your first API of Mulesoft. That's so fast. Okay. Now, how many of you know what is Postman? Postman. So the Postman is again a software, nothing related to the Salesforce, but that is a software which is used to test your APIs. Okay. Now on the browser, I am able to use the get method. How on the browser I am going to submit my data? Because it is showing me to go to the post method. Can I select anywhere the post method? No. So what you will do is, I have Postman installed. Again, you can go on the internet, download the Postman. This is the flying icon. So I will run the same query on the Postman. Okay. Let me maximize. Okay. So here what I'm going to do, I will close this one as well. So what is the URL here? My URL was this one. I put the URL. Okay. And you see this drop down. This allows me to choose what you are going to do. So I'm saying, okay, let's do a get. And I'm saying send request. I'm expecting same response here, right? Let's close the server, shut down the server. So to shut down the server, go on console, click on this red icon. Okay. Now I've shut down the server. There is no server. There is no endpoint. If I hit now, timeout. It will time out nothing because there is no server who nobody is listening anywhere. Okay. So now what I did is, normally, right? I mean, I'm not sure if you are in the programming world, sometimes you hit the get method and you don't get anything. So we just have our error handling condition. We said you are coming to Git. That is a proof that I am live, but you have to come to the post if you want to insert something in Salesforce. So let's have post now. So I will again go on HTTP listener. Oops. So again, I'm a HTTP listener and I'm saying post SFDC. Again, I'm saying your path is again SFDC. Let me see what I put it here. Slash, I will follow the slash here as well. And then we already have a configuration. We are using that configuration. And I'm going on advanced and I'm saying this will only listen post. And then this is the green icon you see. It is the payload. Just to show the message that, okay, I'm right location or not, I will say congratulations. You are in post. So this is how we have to go in small step. Before I write a code for Salesforce, I want you to know how to write application and how to test it, right? In a small steps. So now what will happen is I will run my application again, and I need to make sure that this is working fine. So you see, response got timed out because server was down that time. Let's see if the server is up. So you see server is up. Let's make the same request again. Right? Everybody? Now I'm going to just change to post. Worked, right? Worked. Now what I want to do is, we have a body. Okay, I'm going to send some raw material here, raw data, and I want to see if it is able to capture that data. Okay, so what I will do is, I have a CSV file ready. I will use that CSV file. Okay. So I have my POCs, I have my mule work, I have file. This is the CSV file I want to insert inside Salesforce. I will open it with this one. So this is some data I want to insert as an account in Salesforce. This is a normal CSV file. Okay. So let's say this. Now what I want to do is still post. Now I'm sending. So this is a problem I was talking about, right? How would you pass this information to the browser, right? Now I'm able to pass that information from Postman. I want same information to come here. So instead of congratulations, I want this information to show up so that it will prove that my Mulesoft is getting that. Okay, then we will talk about what to do with that. Okay, what I will do is I will go back on my Mule. Okay, and what I will do is this is the parameter. Instead of saying congratulations, I will simply, so this is a payload. Whatever comes from the listeners, that is stored in a variable name of payload. That's it. That's all I did. In theory, it should work. Wish me luck now. Okay. So I am on Postman. I'm not expecting this message now. I'm expecting this data, whatever I'm going to submit. See, it worked. So now we are ready for some Salesforce magic. Okay. But before I go,
Just to be sure I understand, everything that you have done up until this point has occurred locally.
yes, perfect. And I'm going to do everything locally. And at the end, I will show you the same code is going to work on cloud. Okay, perfect. So everything is local right now. Because see, what is the URL there? Localhost. It is localhost. I'm expecting something .cloudhub. Because Cloudhub is the Mulesoft cloud. Okay. So let me see. Perfect. Yes. So Mulesoft whole architecture is on the AWS. So if you go right on the setting of the Mulesoft, the availability zones, region, this is exactly the AWS. Very good question. Yep. Behind the scene, Mulesoft is AWS. That is the reason when I say high availability, I'm talking about is availability zone. If AWS is gone or down, your Mule is down. Now that happened, right? That happened multiple times.
Apparently, it slowed down most of the world for like that.
See, this is this news WO. Okay, that's what I was talking about. See, it's the fourth industrial revolution. Everything is about data. Salesforce is no more CRM. Salesforce is no more cloud computing. It's the enterprise suite. You have marketing cloud, you have cloud, you have Heroku, platform as a service, you have MuleSoft, iPaaS, you have Tableau now, BI tool, right? So what I'm going to do, right? Let me show you something on my, how many accounts I have. First, let's see on my org. Okay, so my org is Jitendra 28. And so if I go on new this week, can't we do the, so you see, right, a lot of Adobe and everything is already, can't we bulk delete them? We were able to do in or no. Okay, that's fine. I will do some magic here. My developer console. So what I will do is I will delete, okay, select ID from account where name equals to Adobe. First I will delete Adobe because I know Adobe is there. In fact, this is not a good practice, but I know I have around few companies. So I will delete Cisco, I will delete Salesforce. How many I have? No, I don't want to delete everything. That's the problem. Microsoft, Oracle, SAP. I have Microsoft, and then I will delete Oracle. So welcome to the world of not so much good practice. After Oracle, I need to delete Amazon, and Cisco is done, IBM, SAP, I did not, okay, and my own company.
sorry, while you're doing this, I can assume this would be a great case to provide security in an API type situation, or excuse me, in a data transfer type situation. For example, if this was a HIPAA environment, you don't want to transfer all of that bucket, but just layers of it for the sake of example that may be. This, I mean, like, how does this appeal to the HIPAA world? And they can ensure that there's security involved in this data.
Yeah, very good. So when we talk about HIPAA world, right, there are a lot of things there. Data residency, how data transit in how data is secured in transit, how data is, so the data in the Salesforce database, how much secure that is. Is it the PCI compliant? Does it has a proper security algorithm? Those all comes in the HIPAA compliance, right? When we talk about the Mulesoft, I think the most important thing is how the data is going to be transmitted securely, right? So that's where the little bit advanced topic will come on the security and everything. What we are trying to do right now is we are trying to insert record in Salesforce from Mulesoft. So if Mulesoft can insert or do some operation in Salesforce, that is a proof how easy it is, and then Mulesoft can connect with any other system. So that's just one small fragment I'm trying to show. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm deleting all the accounts, okay, so that I can show you the proof that it is really working. So see, no account exists here. If that account starts appearing here, that means it is because of our Mulesoft, right? So now what I will do is everything is all set. I go on my AnyPoint Studio, I close everything, and if you have done data loader, you will know what I'm trying to do now. So I'm trying to, so let's search Salesforce. I'm searching Salesforce there. A lot of options are here. I am really interested in create. I pick this one, I drag and drop here, okay? And I'm going to remove my payload this side, okay? Right now I don't need anything, so I need payload here. So what do you do in the data loader? If you have ever used, so data loader is a tool provided by Salesforce where you can, whatever is in your CSV file, that you can save in Salesforce, which is on cloud. So the same setting which we do on the data loader, we will do now. So what I will do is, you see, first thing is connector configuration. Right click here, click on the plus sign. Now I'm going to set up my username, which is my org28, password. My login IP range is throughout the world, so I don't need security token. But if you don't have a login IP range, you need a security token. I will just say test my connection. My Mulesoft locally is trying to connect to the Salesforce server and making sure that my credentials are right or not. So if you see test connection is successful, that means my Mulesoft just got connected to Salesforce. Awesome. Now in data loader, first thing we do is credential. Second thing we do is select object, right? So let's select the object. So I am going to insert in account. This is my account. What is the third step we do? Perfect. So for the mapping, we see the transform message here. This component, we need to drag and drop between two, from where the data is coming, from where the data is going, that's two places. But which data from here is going to which data here, we need to do the mapping, right? So we need to get the transform message, drop it here. Now this is one of the component which is highly used, and this is the component which is, you see, DW 2.0 is the data wave 2. Mulesoft will generate script automatically, but if you are awesome programmer, you can do whatever the magic you can. Perfect. So left side versus right side. Okay, now the question is, we don't know what is coming from left side. You all agree? So this is the left side. We don't know what is the format of the left side. Format is this CSV file, only one column. If multiple column, then it would be something like this, comma here at the top side, right, comma some other header, right? So this is our format. What I will do is Here you see the small button. I'm saying define the metadata. Let Mulesoft know what we are going to send it to the Mulesoft. We cannot send each and everything, right? There has to be some pre-decided format. So I'm going here. I'm clicking on add. I'm saying account CSV, create type, and I'm saying its type is CSV. And either I can go manually one by one. So I know that there is only one column, and column name is account name, right? That's the column name, right? I said this is the column name. That's it. Select. Or what I can do is I can choose a file if I already have some sample CSV file. So let me do that. I have a sample CSV file here in backup account CSV. I am saying this is my CSV file. What Mulesoft will do, it will automatically read, it will automatically get the header. This is the same thing which we did, right? So that's it. The time I click on select, observe the left side. Automatically, Mulesoft generated what is coming from the left side, what is on the right side. Now do the mapping. So all I have to do is, there are so many name fields. This account name should be mapped to the name of, yeah, because the master, okay, my bad. Actually, this is not the right name. So let me see. This master, so there are so many other fields, right? On the account object, you have master account, you have parent, and those kind of stuff. We need account name here. Why it is showing issue? Why? Okay. What I will do is, I will go here, I will go and MIME type. Here I'm saying that my type is CSV. And once metadata, I'm saying my payload format is this one. So basically I'm informing system that my post data is going to get the CSV file. Okay, then I have transform message, I have create. So after the creation, okay, let's see. So whenever you want to see what is the output, right? After the creation, what data loader does, what it gives us, log file, right? We cannot have the log file because that's a custom data loader. Mulesoft gives us the JSON. JSON file, do whatever you want to do. Create a PDF, create an Excel, whatever. What I will do is I will transform the message here. Okay. And so left side, Mulesoft already knows what Salesforce is going to give us. Salesforce is going to give us an ID. If it's inserted successfully, success message. If there is an error, error message. I want that message to show on our postman. So what I want now is here, I want ID. I want if there is any error message or message, and I want to show is success or not. So basically, all what I want is something like this. Again, this is I created manually. So I need response like this. ID can be record ID. Success can be true or false. And the message is I am some sample message. This is the response I want. And it can be changed. I can have fourth value, Jitendra Ja. I can have fifth, Amit, whatever I want. It's my choice. Okay. Not like in data loader, I have a fixed CSV file. You might have seen, right? If you're working in the Salesforce world for the long time, your customer end IT system says, hey, I want CSV file a little bit different. I want date format different. I want that you cannot do with the data loader, right? But you can with the Mule. That is the advantage, right? So now what I will do is, I will go on Mule. Sorry if I'm going fast. Stop me if I'm going so fast, okay? Again, we declare the CSV file format. Same way, we will declare more as SFDC output JSON. Okay, I'm saying that it is going to be JSON. I already have one example, and this example is here. I have wrote that JSON. If you are not comfortable with JSON, CSV file doesn't matter because we just have CSV. First is CSV, second is JSON, third can be something else. It's all your choice. Okay, and where the magic is happening, team? Magic is happening in the transform message. So here in this transform message, CSV got converted to the Salesforce format. This transform message, whatever the output from the Salesforce came up, I am converting in my output. My output is something like this. So keep observing the right side. Okay, I want this Salesforce ID to come here. Perfect. Now again I'm getting an error. So what I need to do is I need to say on metadata that Salesforce is going to generate the payload of what type? Let me see. Okay. So ID is there. I want to map success is here. Okay. And then the message is here. Okay. Then what I'm saying is if if message is empty or nothing is in the message, it would be blank. I'm saying okay, don't link blank. Say record inserted, because that's what we are doing. We are inserting the record. Okay. This is showing some error in the map, but actually there is no error. Okay, we will test it. And then whatever this transfer message is going to generate, I'm going to drop it on the postman. That's it. Let's see if it works. Okay. So just to summarize, we are going to hit CSV file here. This transfer message will get format data from format 1, convert it to the data format 2. How did we do it? Drag and drop. No coding yet. Just go ahead.
I didn't see how you fixed the name there when I said why are there two names?
Oh. So here, if I do something like this, I did not fix. Name is still there. If you see, so this is a Salesforce account schema. One account can have parent account. So that parent account can have a name.
Right, but the parent is below, and when you had the master record open,
here,
you had two names.
Yeah.
Next to each other.
Yeah. So here you see, right? This name is here.
Right.
Right. And then this is name, my name. And if you see the parent also has a name. So so one thing is, right, data loader only show you the field of the current record. Mulesoft is showing you the field at parent to parent record level as well. It's not only, basically in the data loader, you will not see this, you will not see this. You will only see this, all those billing address and all those good stuff. Right? So how did I understood what is the right name? Inclination. If you see, right, my name and master record name is inclined. So I know I don't want to map with that name. Right? Another way here. So here is the thing, right? What I did, I write name here like this. So now you see all the name came at the same time, same place. Okay. So this is what I did last time, I guess. You're asking, right? Okay. So now here you see, right, all the name is little bit inclined. That means they are the parent object's name. I'm interested in account name, which is this one.
The name that is not
okay.
it's not
Otherwise, what will happen, right? It will happen something. So keep what I'm writing there, right? Master dot name. It could have been something like this. I'm not doing like this. I want account name field to be mapped with my CSV. Perfect. So let's party. Hopefully it will work. Yes. Perfect. So if there is a BA in this room, right, BA is not doing this job. BA is giving a specification to the developer or anyone, right, that hey, this is going to be your input, okay, and this is what I want in Salesforce. Now it's my job, developer job, technical architect's job, to get the specification from the business analyst and map that internally. BA is not doing this until BA wants to have some another hat at the same time.
Just trying to make sure, even if it feels complex, the part that BAs need to understand what's happening.
Right. So okay. So I yeah, it might. Right. So it might feel complex, right? Just like your first data loader when you did, right? You guys tell me what extra it did. Just like a data loader, right? All configuration Any tool which is a new tool takes some time. Like I said, it took me a lot to understand Mulesoft, but once I did it, I'm pretty comfortable. I know where the options are, right? So my suggestion is just spend like half an hour after this meeting, maybe on the weekend, go by this recording, just follow the step which I do. You will understand what I'm doing where. Okay. So we are almost at the end of our demo. Let's see how it goes, right? So first of all, I'm going in my Salesforce org. Nothing is in my Salesforce org, just to make sure, right? I'm clicking on send button now. God, please run. See, it ran, right? Single shot. If I go my Salesforce org, there. Perfect. And huh?
Never mind.
I'm still not on cloud. The beauty is how fast I can have my code running on the cloud. So let's see the part 2 of the demo. Before go ahead part 2, any question on here, on summary, what I did here? So tell me, who is the biggest, who is the hero here? Thank you. So the struggle.
Words did you put your Salesforce login into?
Here, create this one. You see the.
And is that how it got to the Salesforce board from the local host?
So here, what happened is this red icon means I am running locally.
Right.
Because I did right click and I said run. Okay. Then what is happening is my browser, when I use a Postman, it is hitting here. Now, if you remember, right, I have a two place. If you go at the top, right, I have here get. Remember, get gives you the message saying that hey, I am running, I am alive, but I'm not the right method. You have to go to the post method. So I came on the post method. I pass the parameter. Now parameter is here. Salesforce is here. How they're both going to marry, right? How the Salesforce is going to know which field needs to map to which field. That's where the transformation message comes.
Okay. I wasn't expecting it to show up in an online Salesforce org that's not local when you ran it on Postman with the local host. So that's what confused me.
Yeah, because what happened is when the control came here, it connected to the Salesforce. It logged in, just like a data loader, inserted everything, it got the data. Now it got the log file. It's up to me now how I generate log file.
Right.
Should I get CSV? Should I get JSON? Should I get PDF, HTML? I did all my magic
and then
payload
returned it.
Return it. Exactly. The set payload is what we are returning to the client. Okay. Any other question?
You talked about 3 levels of abstraction.
Perfect.
All that you've done, what level of abstraction?
It's a single. I did all 3 in the single layer. Normally, what I will do here, very good question. I would create a new project. So if you see on my left side, right, I have multiple projects. I will create a one project saying UI, and that project will only have this component. Okay. Then I will create another project saying connect to Salesforce. That will have only this component, which is the system component. I will have a third project, which is the orchestration of the process, which will have this component. Now, like in anywhere, right, one flow can call another flow, all these 3 projects can call each other. Now this is pretty small, so I did in one thing, right? But in large enterprise, you don't want, because this is exactly what we don't want. We don't want monolithic. All I did is the demo purpose, okay? But if it's a big project, never have one project, never have one mule application, have 3 mule application, and they can talk to each other.
So your third project, the create one, would also include write transform message and the set payload.
Perfect. So here, my first project will include this and this. Okay.
Oh, okay.
My second project will only include this one. So my current project will call second project. Second project internally will call Salesforce, which is a system API. it will return here, it will return here, it will go down here. That's how we will segregate 3 layers.
Okay, so there's no payload in the sending to the create.
Yeah, because the experience layer, the end user is interacting with this point. This is where it is sending data, and this is where they are getting data, response.
So all the ones have to have a set payload to send to the next one.
Not set payload is only to show the data. It's just returning. So this is just returning data, right? See, this is the UI and this is UI.
Okay.
This is not UI.
Okay.
Right? So this is also, if you think in that way, this is also payload, this is also payload. But it is not visible to us. It is happening behind the scene.
Okay. That one's visible.
Correct.
That's that 4 and the 3 that you were talking about.
Correct. Correct.
In that architecture, then how does it handle load balancing?
Very good question. I will show on the next slide.
So just for extreme clarity, point out each part that is system layer,
Very good.
experience layer, and what's the other layer?
Perfect. This is experience layer. This is experience layer. Why? Because one is reading the data and one is showing the data. Everybody agree to this point? This is system layer. Why? Because it is actually connecting to the Salesforce. Now we have a process layer where we read the data from system layer, do some computation logic, which is this one. So this is the process layer. Right? Now this is again the process layer. So the process layer will get the data from process layer got the data from experience. Okay, went to the system API. System API returned this to the process layer. Process layer returned this to the experience layer. Okay, so don't get into that API-led little more, right? First, we have to get hang of how the Mulesoft actual application itself works, right? But this is really important one to understand which belongs to which. So very simple thumb rule: whatever the end user can see is experience layer. As simple. Anything which is reading the data or writing the data is the system layer, and anywhere where you're writing the logic mapping is the process layer. Right? Good. So let's see how to do the load balancing, right?
I'm sorry, one last question.
Huh?
Those different layers, how are they separated in your design studio?
This is not the, so like I said.
No, I mean, I know they're not here, but how would they be hierarchically?
Yeah. So what we will do is, okay, let me stop this one first. We will, so you see on the right left side, right? These are all the project. You will create a project name as a system layer. You will create a project name as a process layer, and then you will create a project as an experience layer. And all this project will call each other internally. That's how it is going to happen.
Wouldn't you need 2 experience layer projects and 2 system layers?
No, we need only one experience layer, right? Because there is only one, right? Only one who is able to see.
Okay, but that's your set payload.
Because who is sending the data, same person is getting the data. So I am I'm reading from here and I'm returning the same data to the same person. Response, hey, you gave me account, I'm giving you the ID.
Okay.
Right? Believe me, I was in the training in the Mulesoft. I was literally confused, right, on this 3 layer. That why the 3 layer is so special. My concern was not this 3 layer. My concern is what restricts what stops Boomi or Informatica or any tool to stop doing this. They can also do the multiple layers, right? Why the Mulesoft is so that approach is just an architectural approach. It's nothing to do with this tool right now. It's just how you structure your project. So what is stopping Boomi and Informatica to do it? Right? The answer is not possible in today's session. There is a concept of RAML, mocking APIs. I will show how fast it is. That makes, so here is what's going to happen, right? Within a 5 minutes, I can generate this stub and I will give to the everybody, hey, this is what your project is going to look like. Do you want me to continue or not? Because sometimes in integration, what happens, right? We had a meeting 1 month back. We agree on some format. After 2 months back, we come back. Hey, I need one more column. Oh, data format got changed. It happens.
Yes.
That will not happen with Mule if you follow the RAML concept.
And the reusability is
Because yeah,
outstanding.
exactly. Yeah. So, anything else? How do I deploy this on my Mule server? Right? How do I do the load balancing? That's the question. And do I need to do any change? So answer to all question is just 2-3 clicks. Okay, I am here. Right click. This was running on my local host. Now I am going on Mule. Sorry, Anypoint platform. Deploy to Cloudhub, Mulesoft. Screen will appear. You have to provide your username and password. I have a 30-day trial. I keep creating my 30-day trial from the last 11 months. So I have 11 users. My 10 users are gone. Okay. So that means it gives you understanding, right? Even though it's a 30-day trial, doesn't stops you from, because all my project you see on the left behind the scene, this all old. They might not even work. But I have a source code. I can deploy anytime I want, right? So I have 2 environments. I can create as many just like a Salesforce sandboxes. So I'm going to do on the sandbox. Okay. See, everything is in UI now. The name of the API is going to be Alpharetta demo. This is the only time you can change your API name. Okay. So you can change whatever you want. I'm not going to change. What version of Mule runtime? I'm saying 4.2, which is the recommended. How many workers I have? If I can change worker from 1 to 5, sir, is your load balancing. That's it. So you are running 5 applications at the same time without even having the hat of IT architecture, just on this screen. Okay. Yeah. No. But that is again caveat. There is shared load balancing. Okay. If you want to go a little bit detail, I can go. The problem in the shared load balancing is this domain name Alpharetta demo dot whatever the region dot cloudhub.io. I cannot have shivasoft.com. I cannot have apexserver.com. If I want my dedicated domain name, I need to have a dedicated load balancer. But again, that's a different story. Option is yes, you do have that opportunity. This one is shared load balancing. All you have to do is just change this number from 1 to whatever number. Now, even this worker, what is the capability? So these are all the worker capacity. You see, you can go to the 60 core, 32 GB memory of one worker. And if worker like this, you span over 5. So I think my Netflix or something, right? They must be using this core, right? Or maybe 20, 30 workers. Who knows, right? The question is, can you scale? Yes, point and click. You write your application. So how many of you know the Robinhood? Good point. Exactly. How many of you use the Robinhood, the free stock market application? Robinhood is using Mule. Okay, they started as a very small company. Okay, and the story Mulesoft is sharing, right? Every once or twice a month, they comes back and they changes the worker number because their customers keeps increasing. They keep increasing their worker without changing application. Right? So that's iPaaS. Integration platform as a service. That is the true meaning of iPaaS.
So could you also bring it back down?
Yeah. Yep.
So let's say you have Christmas now.
Yeah.
Bump it up.
Yep, exactly.
February, like.
Yeah. Save your money. Okay?
Does Mulesoft charge you based on how many workers and how many sizes?
Workers. It is on the basis of worker and the worker size. Okay, yeah. Right now I'm a free version, 30-day free trial. I can do whatever I want, but only with one worker. Okay. So I clicked on the deploy. Okay. And let me, so where can I log in to my AnyPoint platform? Here, I have to go to my IVM account, anypoint.mulesoft.com. My username should be, if you see so many users I have, right? I think this might be the right user. Let's see. So here is the problem, right? If your license expired in 30 days, you would still be able to log in. How I know? I need to go on API manager, and here I will see the red error message saying that okay, your 30 days. So my 30 days not gone. Okay. So my application will start appearing in the runtime manager. Remember in the terminology I said there is a runtime manager and Alpharetta demo. Which one? Okay, it's deploying, right? So keep checking here, Alpharetta demo. It will show you the status, and this is the UI. Okay. And by the time, let me go to the Salesforce org. You see everything we inserted by a local host. I will insert same using Cloudhub. So I will go on my developer console. I will delete it. Perfect. Refresh it. So there is no data. Let's see what is happening. So you see this icon, small icon, it is deploying. If you want to stop your application or anything, see this is the runtime manager. Difference between runtime and API manager. Runtime means you can change worker. You can see the log. You see here logs, right? I can go on the log, and the log which is showing in my Mulesoft console, it is showing me it now. So this is the runtime manager. I can monitor my API speed, how much faster my APIs are. Is there any hog or something there, right? So it is updating. Let's go back here. We're still deploying. How many clicks I did, right? 4 or 5 clicks. It's a Java application. If you know, it's a jar file. Do I know that? Did I do anything Java work yet? All drag and drop. Just changing some setting here and there. So status is deployed.
Why do you need at all?
Very good question. Sometimes, so here is the thing, right? Very good question, OC, right? Even I was having, I can close this window, right? So this transformation is pretty straight, correct? Now, you guys want to hear why I need to code? So in this transformation, it was very simple. I get the data from Salesforce, whatever it returned, and on the same data, I'm doing some modification, some extra column here and there. What if I asked you, just like a data loader does, it gives you your original file, and then it gives you ID and the error message. Your original file plus 2 column. If I want that, then I have to write a code. How the code is going to happen is very simple. Again, if you guys are interested, I will declare a variable here. Okay, in that variable, I will get this response. And if you are coming from Apex background, you know the set and the map method. Does my map contains this? So I will simply say, what is my index number? My row number is 0. Get the 0 row from CSV. My row number is 2. Get that row number from CSV. Right now I have only 3 column. I will add 4 more column. That's it. But yeah, that is the example of code.
Yeah, so you just create that you're not writing class.
No, very good. That's what I'm scripting. But you do have a capacity to write the Java class. Some some advanced, right? Advanced version I don't know. Maybe you know one.
But basically, like on a regular enterprise, you can get away with this.
See, one size never fit all, right? We don't know what is going to come in the future, so we should be happy that Mulesoft does give you the capability. Write a Java code if something out of the box is not working or not supporting.
And you would have to use code if the transformation needed logic.
Yeah, exactly. So the mostly you're going to write a code only in the transform message. This is the hero of the Mulesoft. This is the one component where you are 90% going to use.
If you needed to write code, do you do it directly? Do it all right in that output like that?
No. So This is the data view, DW, data view version 2, data view. But then you can write a Java also here. Right click, go on the source, write a Java. But again, that's pretty advanced. You don't want to go there.
Maybe I do.
Oh, of course. Of course, yeah.
Well, could you call a Java class?
Yeah. So here is our demo. It's live. Let me try to open this. My friend. No listener. Can anybody tell me how to resolve this problem? Let's try that. Hey, it is working. What did I change? So normally, right, you write something locally, you want to go on the cloud, you need to do some change in configuration. I did nothing. Mulesoft took care of everything. Now, get method is working. Let's see if post method is working. So, I'm in Postman. I'm changing this to this URL, right? Exactly. And if you go on my Salesforce org, this Salesforce org is still empty. Okay, let's hope. Send. And now it is cloud to cloud. Yes? Very good point.
What you will suggest, we should go and develop in local and then go on cloud, or we can directly do whatever we did in local, we can go on cloud.
Very good point, right? So what Amit is talking about is this. You have designer, okay? And on the designer, what you can do, whatever I did right now, I can do directly here. So I can create a new application. Okay, I can say direct designer. Okay. Almost whatever you have in Anypoint Studio is almost here, right? When should I start? So it is giving me some answers. I'm going to use an HTTP connector. Exactly what I did. Next, what is the target? What should do from here to there? I'm saying, do we have a Salesforce? I'm saying, let's use a Salesforce, right? So the question is, when should you use this versus when should you use Anypoint? Answer is very simple. If you are pretty sure you are not going to access any local resources, directly go here. So basically, like I said, I had planned 2 demos. So first demo I was going to show is read the CSV file and then go from to the HTTP. So I skipped demo 1. Okay. So now in this demo, I could have done completely from here as well, because I am not reading my hard disk CSV file, right? I'm not doing, my Postman is giving me the data. I'm reading that data. I'm connecting to the Salesforce, so I can directly use this, right? So very simple answer. What else? So now, how many of you at least see, you cannot learn everything in a day 1, right? The idea was here, understand the capability, what Mulesoft is, what it can do, right? How easy to write locally and deploy them. Yeah. If you are good, I will start with Kahoot. Everybody ready? Perfect. So I will stop sharing